Good evening. Thursday evening here. Have a why do we question for you guys. A little breezy outside, but still feeling nice. So hopefully the wind doesn't pick up too much in the recording. I think it'll be all right. So last week, before I get to last week, in thinking through the question for this week for us, thinking about there's many exciting moments in a church year. First, each individual congregation, they might have their own local traditions and customs that they celebrate throughout the year. I know down south, when my grandpa was growing up, they'd have something called Homecoming Sunday. And I've heard of it more down south, happening south than in the north. But Homecoming Sunday, where former members come back and visit, and maybe former pastors and stuff, and they celebrate that at some particular time. Maybe some churches have fall bazaars. Others may have into the summer celebrations, or even there's some churches that just hold once a month potluck to get together and to eat and enjoy one another's food. Then there's those parts of the church calendar that most everybody celebrates: Advent and Christmas Eve, moving in Lent and Easter. Then you might even think that there are more events that happen, some on a regular basis, maybe some more on a semi-regular basis, or less often depending on the size of the congregation. You think about baptisms, maybe Christmas programs, Easter sunrise services, and then confirmation. And last week I talked a little bit about my confirmation experience, or a small part of my confirmation experience, as I got into talking about why United Methodists use grape juice instead of wine. A part of my confirmation class, we went to the Lutheran church in town, and they served us wine, and I wasn't ready for that. Not only did I have trouble swallowing the wafer that they gave to us already, but I struggled with the wine, was surprised, and it was gross. And talking to my parents, I found out that the wine was a homemade brew of some sort, and nobody wanted to tell that person that it wasn't good. So not only was it wine that I wasn't ready for, apparently it was not good wine. Oh yeah, my confirmation day is immortalized in the picture that was taken. As I mentioned last week, I was the only guy, and so I showed up to church. We lived right next door to the church. I showed up to the church in jean shorts, a polo shirt, black Nike socks, and my basketball shoes. Mom was mortified, I think is an okay word to use. She wasn't excited, but she told me that she wanted it to be my choice. And so all the girls, they had their wonderful, beautiful dresses on. And so apparently, though, my mom said afterwards that I was a little miffed because I wanted her to make me to dress up a little bit, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry, Mom, for putting you through that. So there's my confirmation picture. You can laugh all you want at myself. So anyways, but yeah, confirmation can be a big... Another thing about my confirmation experience, my day, was that I was baptized and confirmed on the same day. It's not typically done. You see, my parents, they dedicated my sister and I so that we can one day make our choice to be baptized. And so that's usually not done, the dedication not done in the Methodist tradition, but that's what happened. And so I was baptized and then confirmed all in the same day, and so that's what confirmation is about, confirming one's baptism. So I didn't have anything to confirm yet, so Dad baptized me, and then we got confirmed. But why do we have a confirmation class? Well, as I just mentioned, it's to confirm one's baptism. Since most Methodists are baptized as infants or young children, when one gets to a certain age, they get to make a decision for themselves as to whether or not they're going to publicly declare their Christian faith. The baptizing of an infant is essentially the parents, the godparents, and the congregation saying that they will raise this child in the Christian faith so that they can one day make a decision for themselves. Now, the baptism Sundays often focuses on the child, and the baby's the center of attention, welcoming a new person to God's family. But the weight of that day, the I do's and I wills, all fall on the parents and the godparents and the church family, saying that they're going to raise this child up so that they can one day make this decision. So then we come to confirmation. The child grows up, we get to confirmation, and usually confirmation falls somewhere between 7th and 9th grade, somewhere in that range where the youth would at least begin the process. Typically, it's a class, and they're structured differently, maybe a mentor type of class, or maybe a class like a normal classroom setting, and they might last anywhere from 6 months to 3 years. There's a lot of variances of how long confirmation should be. But this is talking about the Christian faith, and it leads the participant to make that choice as to whether he or she wants to confirm his or her baptism and publicly declare their Christian faith. Now, at this point, some pastors will allow confirmands to also take membership vows and become members of the church. Confirmation, we have it for this public declaration, this saying, yep, I agree with my baptism vows and what my parents said. They brought me up in this faith, and now I can make this decision on my own. So this should be a joyous occasion. This should be something to celebrate and remember. In our society, however, it's usually just something to check off the list. As one grows up, it makes mom or dad, grandma or grandpa happy. My 17 years of ministry, I'd say a generous guess of about 30% of baptisms that I've done, and that's pretty generous, have continued to be active in the church. This means that when the kids come back for confirmation, they have not grown up in the church, and they may or may not have grown up with the Christian faith around them. It's hard for these kids to all of a sudden declare their beliefs. Their age usually works against them. There aren't many 13 to 15-year-olds who are ready to make such a big commitment, especially if they've not grown up in the church and been educated in the understanding of the Christian faith. And so I think one need we have is to adjust confirmation a little bit, and some churches have gone away from this confirmation process because we're asking kids questions that they really can't answer. Some, yes, but just the way our society has operated, and not a lot of families coming back to church, it's not a good thing just to continue to make these checklists and just checkoffs. And so I don't have the exact answer, but something maybe a little different. Confirmation is very important. It just might look a little different going into the future, but we have confirmation again so that we can confirm our baptism. So that's confirmation. That's why do we. So if you have any other why do we questions, whether they're about the denomination, the Christian faith, or our local church, feel free to ask, get a hold of me, and let me know what you're wanting to know. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.